for this. I'm Dalton of Entertainment Weekly Magazine and Entertainment Weekly Radio, or am I? Maybe I'm a Ukrainian assassin clone, who knows? But here's a question, seriously, who told you about Orphan Black? Because maybe there's a few of you that right off the front knew about it.
Tumblr!
But someone probably told you, this show's amazing, you have to watch it. And then you probably told 10 people, this show's amazing, you have to watch it, right? It's unbelievable. I've worked at Entertainment Weekly for a long time. I'm not sure I've ever seen a show that caught fire like this one, and just massive freakouts, massive antisocial behaviors, or locked their doors and binge watched. Absolutely unbelievable. And people are still catching up, right? Like, if this panel were booked now, we'd be in a much bigger room. So, give yourselves a round of applause for getting in here, because I know it's not easy. All right, you ready? All right, let's kick things off here by taking a look at all the twists and turns and tails that popped up and got chopped off in season 1 of Orphan Black. Let's play the recap clip right now. The cast and creators of Orphan Black, starting with co-creator and director John Fawcett. Co-creator and director Manson. Tatiana Maslany. Take your picture. Let's go. Everyone, smile, everyone. Smile.
We love you!
Let me just say something.
We love you! Thank you, Club Love!
Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot patent the energy in this room right now. You hear me, microphone? You hear me? All right, Tatiana. First off, stay away from garbage disposals when you're in a swim, right? Am I right? Ainsley, R.I.P. Okay. Tatiana, it is. I've been on a lot of sets of TV shows. I know how hard and demanding it is for a normal lead character. The hours they have to put in, I can't even fathom or imagine playing 7 characters on a show, what that was like. How are you still with us? It sounds like death by exhaustion. Crazy.
I went into like
Hello. Hey guys. I went into hiding after we finished shooting because I was exhausted. But it was, I mean, I can't even say, it was just such an exhilarating experience. I was never bored. There was always something to do. There was always a new character to explore or switch into or whatever. So, I mean, amazing cast to work opposite as well. So I was running on adrenaline the entire time. It was amazing, yeah.
I'm not going to ask Tatiana you to choose from among your children, but I am going to ask the rest of you.
Ooh.
Who is your favorite clone? Which is the one you got really excited to write, direct, or after the scene with? Because we all have our favorite. I'm an Alison guy. Ready, Alison? That's me. Cosima, people get some. Down the line. Let's Jordan, let's start with you.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry, I know this is very jarring for everybody because you were expecting an English accent. I think to play off in a scene, Alison, but I gotta say I'm kind of team Cosima.
Fair enough. Dylan?
Wow, that's a tough one. Sorry guys, I know it's kind of jarring for you as well because I'm not speaking in my Batman voice. But, I would have to say Alison as well because 2 words for you, yoga pants.
I think that's one word hyphenated.
Whatever.
Actually, I think I'm wrong. That's
Graeme?
I am a Cosima fan, and a Sarah fan, of course. I think everybody probably loves Sarah, but I gotta say, I love Cosima because she's very West Coast. And the thing is, she's based on a real person. She's based on the real Cosima, who's a friend of ours, a friend of the show. She's our science advisor, who studies the history of science at the University of Minnesota, no less. So, real Cosima.
John, I'm going to ask you the question, and your sister might be listening when you answer this. Who's your favorite?
Well, normally I would probably say Alison, but a whole bunch of people have already said Alison, so I'm going to pick someone different. I'm going to say Helena. This is the bomb right
Helena as Beth.
We fussed over that costume for so long. We fussed over like what she's going to wear, how she's going to sneak into the police station, what she's going to look like, because she looks crazy. The crazy clown. I mean, come on. What's more fun than having someone who's crazy?
And you're crazy.
But the real fun with creating Helena, other than watching her eat, was to kind of make someone who was dangerous and scary become sympathetic. And that's kind of what we wanted to do in that character.
But I understand when you're coming up with your, the character of Alison, you based that on your sister a little bit, right?
Yeah, she doesn't know that. I don't think she didn't know that.
Knows it now. Good stuff. All right, well listen, almost as mysterious as sort of the clone mystery is the man assigned to monitor Beth. He has a dark secret and is not sure which side he should be on. Let's check out a clip and a scene between Paul and Sarah. And let's check out this clip.
They don't tell us why. Batman is back.
Well, I still don't know what to make of Paul. It's like, oh, he's a bad guy. No, wait, he's a good guy. No, wait, now he's still working with the illusionist, and maybe he's a bad guy. I mean, is he just a good guy in a bad spot?
He's a very conflicted individual, that's for sure. I remember it was really fun because when I was doing interviews too, before the season started, I knew where the character's arc was going and stuff, but I would tell everybody, I'm like, oh, he's just the perfect boyfriend, solid, supportive, so loving, and now I'm like, haha, fooled you. Not so much. He's a very conflicted individual. I think he's suffering from like a lot of post-traumatic stress disorder from his military service, and you know, in the guilt that he's stricken with after Beth's suicide and him being the cause of it. Is you know, he's just a very conflicted individual. He doesn't know where he should go and what. His morals are very compromised in the show, but I don't know. I think they're going to take him somewhere very interesting next year. I'm always like this, so I'm like, is he good or bad? I'm always like, eh. So that's
Still waiting to find out.
Yeah.
Graeme, just a few days after the finale, the U.S. Supreme Court, clearly being huge Orphan Black fans, clearly, they had this ruling that human DNA cannot be patented, and that human DNA is, you know, not something that can be deemed an invention or a technological discovery. However, the court did rule, and this is maybe the first time we've talked Supreme Court decisions in a Comic-Con film. That's why this show is so great, right? Where else are we going to do this? But that synthetically created genetic material could be patented. I mean, how crazy is all this went down right after we saw Cosima discussing this in the finale? And is this decision something that could somehow make its way in season 2, somehow into the storyline?
I think thematically, definitely. That decision was really crazy coming on the heels. And the fact that the synthetic aspect leaves it wide open to interpretation what is synthetic. So, you know, we are going to be looking at that, the issue of the patent and what that means and how much legal space there is around that. So I find it thematically very interesting and quite ominous as well. And it's almost really cool when, you know, you hit some sort of zeitgeist in your show, you know, the world is reflected in your show and vice versa. It was really a pretty cool moment.
So John, can we expect to see a few more Tatiana clones next season?
No, we we are making this sort of wacky little clone show, and we do like our clones. I don't think anyone would be surprised if we unveiled a couple of new clones in season 2. I don't think that's letting the cat out of the bag.
Well, I've got on record, I'm an Alison guy, and without a doubt, one of my favorite scenes that we're going to cue up for you right now was when she decided she wanted to get some answers. Come on, run a few answers. Right, ladies? Sometimes you just want some answers. That's what I'm looking forward. Sometimes you got to do with a glue gun. Am I right? Am I right? So she wants some answers out of Donnie. Let's take a look at this painful scene right here. Let's hit the lights in the audience. I thought you were going to Lorena Bobbitt on with the scissors there for a second. Tatiana, I know you create different musical playlists to sort of get in the mood of your characters. What sort of music do you sort of like to do for each character, and what the hell were you listening to before that scene?
I was listening to a boy like that. It's like West Side Story. Yeah, for Alison, it's like all show tunes. It's musicals. I feel like that's where she lives. She's in like a heightened sort of dramatic reality. Cosima's like electro, indie, grime, stuff like that. She's been known to do a rave dance, minus the glow sticks. Sarah's like The Clash and Dizzy Rascal and The Streets, so like UK grime rap, and The Prodigy. Helena is also The Prodigy, and Tom Waits and Anthony the Johnsons. Who else?
Diplo?
Diplo's me.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
And Rachel's doing 90s slow jams.
The Z.
Slow jams to this day.
Let's say. Jordan, this may be mildly inappropriate, but can I move into your loft with you? Because that place is awesome!
The irony is too is that if you actually tried to buy that lot in any city like Toronto or New York, you're looking at like $2 million. So he must be having some heavy clientele. He's been coming over a lot lately.
It's struggling artist money, there's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe he's selling his paintings. Well, I said that actually we did a little Nerd HQ panel beforehand, and I was like, so you all heard me sing.
We get encore? You've been waiting a long time. You put yourself in the spot. What are you doing this time? You've been waiting a long time to get here, boy.
Tap box.
Into that so hard.
Tap box. Hit the beat. Hit the beat, tap box.
Here we go.
Whoa, what am I
What song are you
singing?
singing?
I don't know, I'm going red right now. What song am I singing?
Are you gonna sing Red? No?
What can I sing? What can I sing?
Usher!
This is mortifying. Okay, I'll do a little, what about a little Sparks Fly or something?
She's like, yes.
Oh my god. Start.
Look at all the cameras out.
Okay.
The way you move is like a full-on rainstorm, and I'm the house of cards. You're the kind of reckless that you send me running, but I kind of something I know. I hate myself so much right now. What was the question?
You did it to yourself. You have no one.
Okay. The loft, oh, crap. Banksy. I was gonna say, like, when they told me he was gonna be an artist, I was like, oh, this is great. I kept imagining, like, Banksy and Ziggy and all these really cool, like, urban artists from LA, and yeah. And then I walked in and they were like, okay, so we have a surprise. And I was like, great. And they're like, penises. Is that your impression of everywhere? No, that wasn't Graeme.
Okay, that's like Graeme doesn't sound like
that was Anastasia from the art department. Because I was like, who's gonna, like, what have we done? And she's like, we've done penises. I was like, great. Yes. Sure. This is fantastic. So that's the story, that's the origin of all the homoerotic art in Felix's Law. I don't think you guys asked to hear that, but I was like, after I sang again, oh my God. Excuse me, I'm gonna crawl under this table right now, not for my dignity.
We just really want Dierden to wear his kimono in season 2.
Oh, that's right. You also, and what was the painter's apron? I was lunging a lot before that. There's some serious lunging going on.
Strong one. It's a strong one. I wonder, this is such a weird. The way the show is, and I referenced it when we first started. You know, it started off and it got great reviews, but the audience just built and built and went beyond just like a show that was critically loved and a small fan base just exploding. I'm curious when the one moment that where it hit you guys each was like, whoa, this has really become something else beyond just like a semi-popular show that's really become this whole cultural touchstone almost in a sense. John, we'll start for you to go down. Was there a specific moment you can recall where you saw how this was really catching on?
Well, you know, it's been a remarkable experience from the beginning, just being a small show but I think for me it was watching Tat win the Critics' Choice Award. She blows my mind. What was it for you, Graeme?
There was there was a day in the writers' room where we explored Tumblr for and we love it. We just like Clone Club, the Clones Beans, all the Tumblr heads, everybody that has just like picked up the little show and put it on their shoulders. That was a real moment, I think, for a bunch of us, just to realize what kind of fans we had, and that they were the kind of people that we love, and they're so creative. So that was a big moment of realizing that the show had been embraced.
For me, it was, I Googled Paul's rear end, and there was a picture, an image search showed up of a bunch of rear ends that belonged to me. And it was a very, very poignant moment, and I called my mom, and I go, Mom, I made it. I don't even ask. And she said, son, I am so proud of you.
Can you back up and explain why you were Googling Paul's rear end? Just a little clarification here.
Because I don't know, I was bored.
I think it was when I got a really suggestive, racy Facebook message from a very nice man in Oregon, I believe, and that's when I know, I'm like, oh, people are watching the show, because clearly he was watching the show. But it's weird, because you're in disbelief that anyone outside your basement, your family watches it. You know, that the public's actually tuning in and the audience is receptive to the material. That's pretty huge. So, yeah, suggested Facebook message.
Tatiana?
Yeah, for me, it was Tumblr as well. It was like, it's amazing, you guys. It's incredible. The artwork is incredible. It's so beautiful. It's so detailed and amazing and individual. And also the kind of critical essays that have been written about it is insane. I mean, there's feminist writers writing about the themes of the show and explorating. I can read too, so exploring the individuality of these women and all that kind of stuff, which was speaks really to my heart and was really exciting for me. And definitely the moment I was like, Jesus, it's being seen. Yeah.
Well, audiences have loved it, and they've had a sort of this love/hate/pity relationship with another one of the clones, the delightfully demented Helena. a scene where she breaks pretty much every single one of Emily Post's rules of etiquette here at the diner. Let's check it out. I don't know, you guys. I could so go for a bowl of Jello right now. I'm trying to get to Jello. Well, next table man is Tatiana. Will you miss playing Helena? I mean, like people like Helena and Katja and Beth, you only get to really scratch the surface of them. Is it also sad to say goodbye?
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. Especially Helena, where it's just like, I loved her so much, you know, and she's such a weirdo and such a, you know, fun place to go as an actor, to go to that place with totally unsocialized behavior and all the impulses that we pretend we don't have in real life, but we all have them. You know what I mean? And to get to actually go there, that's amazing. Yeah.
Well, we're sad as well. Graeme, we're also sad because we're worried. We're a little worried. We saw Cosima coughing up some blood in the the same sickness that plagued Katja. I mean, will this respiratory illness, what will this mean for her going forward? Is this something we're gonna look at in season 2?
It's really hard for me too. Absolutely, you know, she has to look at her own science, and I think that's going to be really interesting. And I think, you know, when she looks at her own science, she looks at the health of all her sisters too. I think Cosima's a super brave character, and the truth is, it's still up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen with Cosima.
If you want to make it out of this room alive, you better give a better answer than that. I'm just saying, okay? We're angry.
It's a cliffhanger.
Well, John, let me ask you, John, like, in terms of where are you guys with season 2 story? Do you have outlines? Do you start on the scripts, just in terms of your production schedule?
We are in the midst of writing, and we've had the writers back together in the room for a couple of months now. Graeme and I, we finished. You know, it's been busy. Let me tell you. We finished the season 1 finale about a week and a half before it aired, and then literally, I think I had a week off. And then Graeme and I went to his parents' cabin in British Columbia. We hung out there for a week, and all we did was talk season 2. And by the time we came back, we had a whole lot of things worked out that we were really excited about. We got the band back together, and we've been writing for 2 months. So we are back prepping August 12th to shoot September 23rd, and we're going to do the first 2 episodes again as a kind of like what we did last year. Basically, I shot episode 1 and 2 together, kind of like one long shoot. We're going to do that again this year.
And the cool news is that come April 2014, season 2 will be airing.
Set the DVR like 10 months in advance. I'm gonna wait closer. If I could, I would right now. I cannot tell you guys how excited you are going to be about this next clip. I'm excited for how excited you're about to be. Because while we've seen a lot of clones here today, this next clip is all about the man they call Felix.
Band together collectively to find ways to embarrass each other.
First off, why the aversion to pants? You got something against pants?
He finds pants very confining.
Sure.
Doesn't like to be boxed in. We can all relate to that.
Sure.
It's really the childlike innocence that is Felix. You know, like we don't run around without our clothes on when we're 2. Just never grew out of that.
You know, Jordan, when you came to the audition, the first time you came to audition, do you remember what you said in the audition when you were leaving?
Something like, I love this part so much, I'm willing to just show it all. I said,
you didn't just say that. You didn't just promise you would get naked. You were like, I really want to get naked.
That's right. Okay, I'll give you 2 options. I will give you either the wanky existential option of why I wanted to get naked, which is actually kind of fun, or I could give you like the super Cliff's Notes version. And that would just be the wanky one. I feel like I was a really straight-laced teenager. I was a really straight-laced kid my whole life, and you know, part of acting is getting the chance to do things and experience things that you never would have otherwise done. Whoa, I just kissed the microphone.
Was it good for you?
Well, I mean, Felix enjoys it. But I really just thought, you know what, this is, if when the project's right, I'd seen a lot of 70s counterculture films, like Robert Altman, Terrence Malick stuff, and I was like, I want to do it. I want to be just like all these actors out there and go naked. I didn't really know why initially, but I was like, I just have to do it. So then when I went in, because I love Orphan Black so much, I looked John straight in the face and said, I will show it all. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Full frontal, rear. I was like, I'll go naked as much as you want me to. Just put me, like, if I'm naked all the time, that's fine. He's like, I'm going to hold you to that. And he did. But I keep my pants on when I'm not on set. Most of the time.
And he also Googles Halls are red.
Well, if you Google us, actually there's a site that I think lumped us together. My sister sent me one.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's like Dylan Bruce and Jordan Gavaris naked in The Boys of Orphan Black.
Wow. Interesting.
Nice for my body.
Bubble butt. Bubble butt.
That's the song of the minute right
Yeah,
now.
that's where we all enjoy that
I'm
song.
gonna make you sing that too. Graeme and John, I know that the question you probably get asked most is how did they do that? Like, how did they put these 2, 3 Tatianas in the scene together? But instead of asking you how you did it, I believe we have a brand new behind-the-scenes video never shown anywhere before. You guys are the first ones anywhere to see this behind-the-scenes video that shows exactly how they did do that. So check out the screen right here. Lights, audio, lyrics. Is that okay? Can I come up? Amazing guys, you guys have been amazing. I know that you guys want to ask some questions, and now we want to get as many questions as we can, so we're going to open up the floor. All I ask is you please just ask one question to one person so we get as many of you in as we can. There you go. Be as respectful as you can to your other fellow Orphan Black fans. One question to one person, please. So we get as many of you in. We got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
This is my first con, and I caught you guys premiering at WonderCon. I'm a man's man, it's predominantly made by women, but you guys have captivated me. I love sports, I love comics, I even skip super fans.
One question.
My question, I'm sorry. You know, I worked hard to get this signed back, but if I could have one picture with you, Tatiana. You guys know my question about basically,
Come on. Move on.
You gotta keep moving. Go right ahead.
Hi, I was gonna picture if you're gonna show any flashbacks of Beth or Katya in season 2.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that would be
Guys,
awesome.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to bring Katya back.
Gentlemen?
I think really the show has a pace that charges forward. And John and I are really interested in that backstory. We couldn't really find a way to flash back within season 2 and keep the pace up and keep this relentless following Sarah's journey. We're going to try to do it somehow. We're going to try and get back there. We'd love to do that pre-story. Yeah, it could be season 3 or season 5.
There has been, believe me, discussion of the Beth episode. So, but I don't know that you're going to see it in season 2. So we might just have to wait a little bit. Maybe, maybe season 3.
Thank you.
Great question. Thank you very much.
Great question.
Next, yes.
Hey,
Hi.
I just wanted to know if there was any scene for you, Tatiana, that was especially difficult to film, to act, first time you did.
I think the first 3 clone scene that we did was really intense. It was, I think, the first time we've done that level of clone scene, and it was a long day. And just getting all of the moves right and all of the eye lines right, that was pretty intense. But then other scenes have been quite difficult emotionally. When the hospital stuff, you can probably speak to this too, with Kira in the hospital.
It was a long day. It was
know,
long days.
And the whole series, a lot of the arc is that family core, so it was quite an intense shoot for us, but yeah. Cool.
Helena in the cage was super intense for us.
Oh yeah.
Having Helena in the cage. Because Tad was like, we're thinking of maybe putting Helena in a cage. And Tad was like, oh, that's really cool. I would like gerbil. Can I have a little wheel?
Clearing my droppings into the morning.
And then you get to the scene and it was horrifying. It was hard to watch.
Thank you very much. We're out of time. Next, yes.
Hi, this question's actually for my mom who wasn't able to be here. It's from her. Were you guys always planning on having the same number of clones, or did you change it based on when you saw Tatiana's amazing acting ability and how she was able to handle all this?
We kind of knew how many women we were going to meet in season 1, but Tat, once we were together working on it, she's a collaborator of ours. When we talked to her, we've certainly been talking about season 2 and what we want to do with the characters, and I think that we did know we knew how many clones we were going to meet in season 1. That was kind of established quite a long time.
Thanks a lot. Next.
Hi. You said you read some previous essays on Graeme, or there's some about the mannerisms of these clones. Is it a conscious thought, or do you come up with ways?
The mannerisms?
Yeah, because they all have different ways of holding a glass or seeing.
How do you keep it straight?
Yeah, I mean, so much of it is in the writing and the voice of the character on the page. I mean, Alison speaks so differently than Helena speaks, so their mannerisms, for me, are kind of inspired by the writing. And then it's just kind of letting my imagination go to the place. Cosima is fascinated with the world and is fascinated with people and wants to reach, like what I'm doing right now, right? Like wants to reach people and communicate an idea. So her physicality is about painting pictures and that kind of thing. So that was something I played with her. So it's just inspired by the writing and the characters, and then I just kind of let my imagination go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
I'm a mom and we're living sci-fi, and I was hooked from the moment in the police station when I was hooked on the show. But that's a testament to all of you. But I wondered about the casting with Tatiana. How did you decide, were you looking for someone that you thought might be a chameleon, obviously, or how did you choose her?
Well, obviously we knew that one of the scary things for Graeme and I was knowing that whatever choice we made was essentially casting half of the female cast of the show. It was a process. It was like any other casting, any other television series, except we had to read these actors for 5. I think we read for at least 4 or 5 different parts. And so it was certainly very complex, and it was very sort of time consuming. We had already had a kind of a relationship with Tad and knew of her previously. She'd been in a feature film of mine, a sequel to a film that I made called Ginger Snaps. And so she played this kooky, weird little psycho character, and so I had a pretty good sense that she could kind of do anything. And she certainly proved us right in spades.
Last question, yes, sir.
Tatiana, what accent would you love to explore, and what accent would you hate to have?
Jordan can do an amazing Scottish, is that right?
Are we putting him on the spot?
You know what? That's nothing compared to what I've been through today.
That would be a terrifying one. Scottish or Irish would really scare me. I love there's a lot of European dialects that I'm really interested in. So many American dialects too that would be really fun. New York would be amazing. Boston would be incredible. Boston. Maine would be fun. There's just so I don't know. It's endless. I'm just kind of I'm up for whatever. Yeah.
Guys, I hope you've had a great time.